Welcome to The Story Well, a podcast of KRCL Community Radio. I'm your host, Paulette Stevens of the Life Story Library. My guest today is Mircea Divricean, the CEO-President of Camp Costopolis on 25 acres of land in Immigration Canyon. Camp K has provided recreational and therapeutic services for people with special needs in the Salt Lake area for nearly 50 years. One of the oldest charities in Utah. This year alone, the number of people served at Camp K has doubled, and something happens every day. Although 20% of the population has disabilities, they don't have a voice. To raise awareness, Camp K invites the community to donate $1 million by supporting the world's longest concert on December 1st. The Guinness Book of World Records will certify the event. Born in Romania, Mircea started as a counselor at Camp K in 1998. He is passionate about the kind-heartedness of the campers, staff, and volunteers with whom he works. Today, he shares with us the story of why it all matters to him. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
You have big plans in the future. Tell us about them.
We do. Well, first off, thank you so much for having us here today and inviting us to be part of this amazing opportunity. After that amazing introduction, I kind of felt like, okay, we're kind of covered everything. So we do have a lot of plans. And as we get close to our 50th anniversary, I feel like there isn't a better match for this event coming up. Camp Costopolis, as you said, has doubled the number of campers served. We serve children, teens, and adults with disabilities and special needs from all over the world. The majority come from the state of Utah and the neighboring states, but a lot of the children come from literally all over the world. Got children that come from pretty much every state in the United States. We got campers that come from Canada and several from Europe. This is very well fitting. To start with, I would just add a quick story. What we're doing this for is to raise awareness for people with special needs and disabilities and inspire people around the world to open their hearts and help them be active contributors in our communities. We have a camper who's been coming to Camp K from UK. She's outside of London. Her name is Nicole. She's been coming to Camp K for the last 3 years. She's got neurofibromatosis, which is a disability that affects the end of the nerves. There's tumors that grow at different parts of the body, and throughout their lives, they can go through a lot of surgeries. However, Nicole, before coming to Camp K, she was very shy and introverted, didn't have any friends, low self-esteem. And coming into Camp K and meeting all the other campers that have similar challenges in the last 3 years has really helped her open up and become a social butterfly, build her independence and self-esteem. And her mom now would like to open a foundation in UK, raise money to send more kids to Camp Costopolis in Utah. Wow. To give other kids that opportunity.
What kind of facilities do you have there that are so attractive?
First off, I can almost see Camp K from your window here. We're very fortunate with our facilities. When it comes to a facility or a camp setting that serves people with special needs or disabilities, you want to make sure you're close to a medical facility. Immigration Canyon is about 10 minutes from downtown Salt Lake City. However, you're out in the canyon and it's just absolutely pristine, gorgeous views and very peaceful. We're shouldering the mountains of the canyon, which just makes it tremendous, intricate trails and a beautiful infrastructure. 2 minutes up the canyon, we have the fire station. So you got EMTs on site that can be 2 minutes away at Camp K in case of emergencies. And then 5 minutes, you got the Primary Children's University of Utah Hospital. So that's what makes Camp K so unique. When it comes to facilities, on 25 acres of land, we have a lodge, we have a fishing pond, we have a beautiful picnic area, we got playgrounds and pavilions and sport courts, we got 6 cabins, an infirmary, a swimming pool, a bathhouse, we got an outdoor horse corral, an indoor equestrian center on top of the mountain, zip lines, we have 2 climbing walls, 60-foot and 40-foot high ropes courses. We got low ropes courses and elements, and a lot of different horse trails and walking trails, hiking trails. That's what makes Camp Costopolis Camp Costopolis.
Oh, can we come?
Absolutely. Camp Costopolis believes in inclusion, and although our focus primarily it is on people with special needs and disabilities, we got to remember that there are siblings that maybe don't have disabilities, their friends and neighbors. You did mention that 20% of the population of our country, that's 56 million people, have a disability. We invite everybody to Camp Costopolis. We do have programs year-round in the summer and in the fall and winter and the spring. However, we serve a lot of different groups. We do family reunions. We do retreats for companies. Camp Costopolis is very inclusive, so there is a little bit for everyone.
So what is happening on December 1st?
On December 1st, we will attempt to break the Guinness World Records title for most live concerts in 24 hours. The record was set first by Jay-Z. Hunter Hayes broke Jay-Z's record, and now Scott Helmer is going to attempt to break Hunter Hayes' record. This is going to go beyond the boundaries of our state. We're going to kick off in San Diego. We're going to drive up to Vegas, and 7 of the 12 concerts will take place in Utah. We're going to come up from St. George, Cedar City, Provo, Tooele, Ogden. We're looking at potentially making a stop in Logan as well, and I'll tell you how is that possible. And then back to Salt Lake City, which is going to be the final concert and the last event. We'll have a pre-VIP party and a post-party and a lot of amazing things to happen. Aside from raising the money that we would love to be able to improve our facilities and expand and allow more children to come, because we have a waiting list and we would like to get rid of it and erase it if possible. It's really the opportunity to talk about people with disabilities, be the voice of people with disabilities, literally just help integrate them in our communities, give them a chance. They're not asking for much. They just want to have a chance to show their self-worth and be part of the community.
So how do we do the report?
We're hoping by the end of this week to have the whole route set up. We got 9 venues out of the 12. We're still working on the last 3 venues. Once we have them all in the bucket, then we're going to publish the list and people can get tickets and attend. The price of the tickets is going to be very, very minimum, just so we can allow everybody to participate if they want to. They'll be between $5 and $10 depending on how the length of the concert. Each venue might be anywhere between half an hour to an hour. So that's the main way to participate. You come to the event, you tell your friends, you sign up, you purchase a ticket. Other ways to participate would be promoting and talking about it. And then obviously we also encourage sponsorships. We would love sponsors to jump on board and help us out and make a contribution, promote it into their companies, involve their employees that have a disability into this and dedicate it to them and their families, or employees that have children with disabilities. That's really what we're trying to accomplish, is inclusion and get everybody together.
You're clearly very passionate about this. I'm sure that it's grown on you. Tell us about your own journey and why all of this matters to you.
That is a very, very deep personal question. Camp Costopolis, I think I lost count. I started in 1998 as a counselor support staff, mowing the lawns and cleaning the bathrooms and cooking, helping in the kitchen and going on trip camps with the campers. Now, 17 years later, I'm still with Camp Costopolis. All my training and education is, I have a business administration and finance and banking. I was supposed to be a banker in high school. Jokingly, I wanted to be I'm originally from Romania, so I wanted to be the finance minister of Romania. Funny enough, I'm friends with them now, and that's not what I want to do, but I have respect for what they do. Camp Costopolis did something for me and gave me the opportunity to grow as a person in a way that I don't think any other job would have allowed me to do that. People with disabilities are really amazing people and individuals. When you see how they cope with their challenges in life and the resilience that they have, they're very honest people and very kind and very generous and very brave when it comes to life challenges. We have so much to learn from them. We talk about our own lives as being so hard and challenging, and then if you have the opportunity to come and volunteer and experience working with them, you get a different perspective. You realize that you're actually extremely lucky that you don't have any physical or cognitive challenges We're all very blessed, and you should be very humble about what God has given you as your challenges in this life and take those into the heart and try to make the world a better place. So Camp Costopolis and working with this amazing people that have different challenges gave me this opportunity to understand that there's very important things in this life. We come alone in this life with nothing materialistic, and we leave this life with nothing. All that we have behind us, or that we leave behind it, is really our legacy, is the good work and the deeds we did in this life. And I feel like Camp Costopolis gave me this perspective where I am who I am today, and I am able to try to make a difference in people's lives every day and into our community. And with this opportunity on December 1st, we hope that we will inspire other people in other parts of the world and communities to do the same and get involved and not just sit on the sidelines and wait for the change to happen. You need to be that change if you want to see change in the world.
Most of us have close to us someone with a disability. I think it's interesting from my perspective that we really do have a choice of whether to see the glass half full or half empty. I've learned a lot from people who see it half full when apparently there's no reason for that thinking. Is that what you see too?
That is probably one of the most deep and amazing questions that we can have towards life. There's a choice that you make. How do you see the glass, half full or half empty? I'll tell you from my perspective and from the perspective of the people we provide services to, their glass is always full. They go through so many challenges in life. For example, another story, we have a camper. His name is Julian, and he's coming from Canada, Toronto. He's been kind of Camp K for the last 10 years or so. He has a disability, NF, neurofibromatosis. Again, when he first came to Camp K, you couldn't really tell he has a disability or a disorder. He looked very normal. And then as the years went by, he started wearing a leg brace and then eventually came to Camp K in a wheelchair. So he had a tumor that was growing into his leg and to his heel and would affect his walking, and he was in a lot of pain. Eventually, 2 years ago, came to Camp K. His mom flew in with him, and the family took a week off and enjoyed Utah while Julian was with us at the camp. And then when the week was over, she came into my office, and she wanted to thank me for what we've done for him, and then eventually broke down and started crying. I didn't know why she's crying, and she said, well, we're going to go back home, and Julian's going to have another surgery. Unfortunately, this time they're going to have to amputate his leg. And he is 17. Think about how life has changed and how fast it evolved for a 17-year-old. I went outside, gave him a hug. She didn't think he's going to come back to camp. He did not last year, but he came back this year. He was at Camp K this year. He had a prosthetic leg, and he was very positive, very happy. He literally did everything he did before. He went up on the climbing wall. He rode the horses, went canoeing, went on the river rafting, and he did all those things. I said, Julian, I'm so happy to see you back, and this is amazing. And I said, can you even remember how many surgeries you had? And he looked at me and he said, Mircea, doesn't even matter. So that's what I'm saying is when it goes back to half full, half empty glass, the way they look at life is in a very positive, resilient way. They never give up or give in into their challenges. They're always fighting and fighting and fighting to the degree that maybe we'll never be able to understand because we don't have those challenges, but at least we can try. So I think that's what Camp K would do for somebody that would come and volunteer or get involved, would help you have a totally different perspective on life. So we all have our own challenges. You know, there's divorces, there's losing a job, and there's so many challenges left and right. But when you're healthy and you have no physical challenges, you are blessed more than others. You know, you should always try to stay positive and make a difference as much as you can around you.
And the families that you see clearly have that attitude, or they wouldn't be coming to you. Is there something that we can learn about the resilient families who raise these children and sacrifice for them?
our staff that come to work at Camp K, a lot of them probably haven't done anything harder than this. They come in and they think it's a camp and they're going to have so much fun, which is true. However, probably this is the first time in their life where they've probably never worked as hard before. So they come to Camp K and they put in all this hard work and dedication, and it changes their perspective and the way they look at things. Although it's probably while they're in the fire of the storm and they work so hard, they don't really see it. But seems like a month after camp is over in the summer, and they worked around the clock, many hard hours, and sometimes, helping transferring or changing diapers or whatever it is that you do, or helping somebody feeding them or helping them with the shower. They send us a letter every so often, and I got a letter from a similar counselor this summer, and she said that although when I was in the middle of it and I could think of different ways that Camp K could do this, right now I would not have changed anything. I would have left it exactly how it was for me, because it helped me grow and understand the world in a different way. She basically wrote this message to allow us to share it with future summer camp counselors, and she put in there, she said, please remember that you're only going to do this for 12 weeks, but the parents of these children will do it for the rest of their lives. That's what it goes back to what you asked me is, I think that the parents of people with disabilities are angels on earth that have so much patience, so much love, so much faith and hope to do what they do. And I'm sure they think Camp K is a blessed place, and they love to have that opportunity to take a break and a respite, and bring the child in a safe place and know that their child is going to be good, in good hands. And that's why they probably appreciate and love Camp K so much. We had, for example, a mom. She just barely found out about Camp K last year and brought her son and stayed with us for a week. And she wrote us a letter afterwards. And she said, I am so thankful and grateful that I found Camp K, and I know that Camp K exists. Me and my husband have not been able to go on a vacation, just the two of us, in the last 17 years. So I do believe that the parents of people with disabilities are amazing, amazing individuals. There's a lot to learn from them too.
So are you, for the work you're doing and for the volunteers and your staff.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. And our volunteers and our staff, I think the world of them. They're so dedicated and so amazing. And a lot of them, keep coming and coming year over year. They just can't ever get enough. Volunteers are imperative to the success of Camp K. We have over 10,000 volunteer hours every year that people come in and put in at Camp K, and over 1,000 volunteers that come to us. And without their support and help, we would never be able to put the show that we do at Camp K. Absolutely not. We would probably have to have 3 times the size of the budget we do to provide those services. So I am personally very grateful to all our staff and all our volunteers and everybody literally that is supporting Camp K through donations or through sponsorships or through volunteerism. It really does take a village to make it work and make it happen. But it is extremely inspirational, because when a camper comes to Camp K, and it is most likely going to be their first experience away from a safe family environment, something magical happens. They get the opportunity to try to be independent, to ask questions of how they can be independent, and attempt to be independent. That is very, very precious, because at that moment in time, that camper, that participant changes perspective on life. They make simple choices of what they're going to eat today, or what t-shirt they're going to put on, or what activity they're going to play into, and then they make some important decisions. Who's going to be my friend? Who do I want to play with? And so on and so forth. That does not happen in a family environment. They got to be outside of that safe environment. And we see over and over that campers that come early at Camp Costopolis and stay with us throughout the years, and we have campers that they've been there for 20 and 30 years and 40 years. Those are the campers that usually are very successful in their life because they believe in themselves. We help them boost their confidence, and they learn independent skills and so on and so forth. And a lot of them end up with jobs. A lot of them end up, doing some amazing things in the community. but it does take that opportunity to be independent once. And a lot of families actually, we live in a society where they're told so many times, you can't do this, you can't do that. And they come to Camp K, and then they are able to do amazing things that inspires even their parents. And we had a parent recently that said, maybe I'm the one that is holding him back. Coming to Camp K and see that they can do certain things empowers me to push my son to do more things. So we need more programs and opportunities where people in a small way can build these challenges and opportunities into their hearts and souls and believe in themselves and show that to their parents and caregivers, so they can really be active contributors and have a self-worth and help our communities be better communities. They have so much to give us. They have so much to give. They're so talented, and we're missing a lot by not including them in our communities.
We wish you all the success in the world in your project. Thank you so much for being with me today.
Thank you so much.
That's Mircea Divricean, CEO of Camp Costopolis, my inspiring guest on the show today. Let's wholeheartedly support the special needs kids on December 1st to break the Guinness World's Record title for the most live concerts in 24 hours. I'm Paulette Stevens, the host of The Story Well with the Life Story Library. We cultivate an awareness of our life stories because in each one of us lies the power to change the world. Keep listening for more from The Story Well on your community connection, 90.9 FM, KRCL. Thanks for listening.